Welcome back to Innate State. Russell, good to see you. Today we got an interesting guest, Don Wildman, DJ producer, and we're going to have a nice chat. But first we're going to do our little meditation just to center ourselves.
Great.
So Don, it's just a silent meditation, but on every out breath, you're just going to breathe out a bit more just to relax more.
Okay.
Just a centering.
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
All right, so if you can just sit with your back straight and your legs side to side, like your feet there. We'll go into it. Just take a couple of deep breaths. And just let it out. And then just on every out breath, just to allow your body to relax a little bit more. And when you're ready, you can slowly bring yourself out of the meditation. Don,
Thanks for having me, man.
welcome to the Innate State. Russ, how was that? Did it help you just to
Yeah.
just kind of slows you down a bit, you know? Hey?
It's a nice, like you said,
Is it something that you occasionally do?
Not too often. I mean, I do it, depending who I'm with. Like some people do it, some people don't. I join in,
Yeah.
But it's not really something that I've ever been, that I've grown up with.
Yeah.
But
But like you haven't made a habit of it, yeah.
But
But it is healthy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is for sure.
Yeah. Just to kind of reset.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, because especially, I mean, in this town, we're just on the go all the time.
No, and Joburg is one of those places where everyone just seems to be grinding it.
Yeah.
Hey? In general.
Yeah. But you have to hear. I mean,
Yeah.
you're going to fall behind.
Yeah. No. And the thing is, talking about Joburg just being a busy place, I don't know if you've ever been to New York. You've been to New York?
Yeah.
I felt New York and Joburg had a very similar energy.
Yeah, I found that most big cities
Am I
are
right?
just the same.
But especially New York, I know for some reason it just had that it was like a busy, I mean, it's not the same, obviously, that's a first world country, but it just had the same, like a very similar energy about it.
I was there in '86.
Yeah.
And it was still quite edgy then, still quite dangerous and stuff. So, but you could feel it was the same kind of, there was a lot of energy there. Like
I was there about, probably about 27 years ago or so. Yeah, was it also about
exactly
probably the
about
similar
88 or
time, around the late 80s, around there. Oh, no, 90s. It was in the 90s when I was there, yeah. But maybe it's different now. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been back there, so.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be like now.
Something different.
Yeah, but my dad took the whole family there for 3 weeks. I mean, it was $27 to the rand. Now it's flipped the other way completely.
Jeepers, bro, they must have been nice.
The whole holiday for 3 weeks. We landed in New York. We drove right across the country to LA, and then we flew home.
Nice holiday.
3 weeks, lovely, yeah.
You wouldn't do it now, it would cost you a fortune.
I think you'd get there, yeah.
Can you imagine? Hey?
You certainly
Things have
wouldn't
changed.
make it
Things
across
have
the country.
changed, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Don, tell us a little bit, man. I know you've been playing music for a hell of a long time, and I know we were chatting earlier on a little bit about that you've kind of always been into the electronic side of the music.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to him, I was more into the rock side, metal and alternative and that. And then, like, I still like that as well. Not so much metal, but, the rock stuff and alternative stuff. But I also really enjoy the electronic stuff. So I'm like kind of I've got a foot in both sides there, you know what I'm saying, in a sense?
You're not as much of a unicorn as you might think.
No.
I got quite a lot of friends who listen to rock and metal and stuff during the week. Come weekend, or they
do
the
same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Good music is good music.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's what works for you and what kind of like is it kind of is you relate to it on some level, but it's on a deeper level.
Yeah.
It's not like
frequency.
it's not like kind of like, oh, that's sounds like like you're feeling it.
Yeah.
So you're feeling it on a deeper level.
You're connected emotionally.
Yeah. and in your brain and your the frequencies of the music and stuff like
Absolutely.
that. So I've been like, if you think about back when you started enjoying it, I mean, how long ago was that, Don? Like in the 90s?
91. I started DJing in 91. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've always liked, the electronic music. I've never ever liked.
But
live
that's when,
music or
but
anything.
from 91 in that region, that's kind of when it
That's
started
when the whole scene
happening.
started. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I matriculated, I remember, about 89. And then I didn't get into, I started probably jolling in that scene from mid-90s.
Yeah.
It wasn't rock right in the beginning.
No.
But that's when it
started.
kind of started.
Yeah.
You had idols in those clubs.
Yeah, I mean,
you remember Idols?
Was very commercial back then.
Yeah.
There was a place called Fourth World just up.
Yeah, Fourth World was pretty cool,
Fourth
eh?
World was fantastic.
Yeah, Fourth World was a sick club. They even had didn't they have like before Fourth World was called Reality or something, and they had a flippin' skater ramp inside the club.
Yeah.
And then it became Fourth World.
Yeah, no, Fourth World was off the charts. But it all started back then. I mean, people used to come dressed in spacesuits, and they used to make an effort. You know what I mean? It was really, really great.
It was fun, eh?
Yeah, so that's when the scene took off, like Joburg, Durban, and Cape Town. They all just kind of organically started around the same time.
And that's just and it's worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah.
It's amazing how everything kind of on an energy level kind of evolves at the same time. And it's kind of happening now at the same as well with, I'd say, with festivals and stuff. But that was the origin of it.
Yeah, for sure. That's where
it's like becoming bigger.
The whole
like
scene started.
Now it's really becoming like almost global.
Yeah.
But tell me, Don, why did you decide to start DJing? Was it like you just dug music, or your Chinas were like, hey, bro, start playing music?
No. I was at this place called the Playground in Cape Town, way back when, and I was there, and we have a good time. We were having an okay time, and the DJ he wasn't doing well. So it's a funny story. So I was like, fuck, I can do better than that.
Yeah, this like playing so shit.
He said, I can do better than that. So I woke up and introduced myself, and I actually became greatest friends with this guy. And he was like, no, come and play. So he let me play a couple of tracks. And then about 2 weeks after that, one of their residents was going away for a while. So they were like, hey, you want to come take us along? Yeah, I had like 5 CDs. That's it at the time. I didn't have
much of a selection there.
No.
Yeah.
And back then I was probably playing like 140, 150 BPM, that real...
Fast,
that hard floor,
that's
the
like real
stuff,
flipping heart attack stuff going on.
But it started from there, because that was the first time that I started playing anywhere, like in front of anyone.
In an actual kind of an audience, in a sense.
And 2 weeks after that, I came back, I'm like, miserable, because now I can't play anymore. So I'm walking down the Long Street in Cape Town with my buddy Gavin, and he says, okay, let's just pop in here. There's this new club opening on, say how's it to the guy. So we popped in there, and Gavin was the one resident, going to be the resident there. And so the guy said, listen, his other DJ's just fallen through. Don't anyone who wants to play. I'm like, yeah, me.
It's me.
Yeah, and then just from there, it just took off. It was lovely.
That's incredible. No, because you just got me thinking, because back in those days, there was a club called The Loft. Do you remember The Loft?
Yeah.
Because my wife used to, she was involved in The Loft, like with the owners. And she was also like a bar lady there. And I used to go clubbing there myself.
I was a barman at Fourth World first.
Oh, were you? Yeah. But it shows you how it goes on from there. Hey?
Yeah.
And so when how long were you playing? What was that kind of music? What was it? Just techno? What do you call it?
It was just house
music. Because it was the days of house.
Yeah, it was. I started leaning towards what we used to call in those days epic house, which is the more, very melodic, very kind of big long breaks and that kind of stuff. But just house. It's just all just house.
Yeah, because house was the origin, really.
And we had so little selection back then.
Now it's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Now you have no excuse to play a bad song.
Yeah, you got too much choice.
It's too much choices.
Yeah, but it was CDs. There wasn't vinyls in those days.
No, vinyls.
Was it vinyls?
CDs only came after. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
That was a good 10 years of vinyl only.
That's something else again.
Yeah, and I'm glad I learnt on vinyl. It gives you skills that you take with you.
Yeah, like a deeper understanding, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Than the new new kids nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, there's this whole big argument going on about the sync button. And it makes it too easy and stuff. And it's just a tool. You're not cheating. All the oaks, you're like, oh, we used to mix on vinyl. You're cheating now. Nah, back off, man.
Do you think it's cuck? It's just a tool.
When the synthesizer
to make it easier,
came out,
why not?
They wanted to ban the synthesizer because it's not a real instrument. Because piss off, man. Same with electric guitar. Same with anything new that comes out. All the purists are like, no, it's not a real musical
you're right.
instrument.
You're
sorry.
right. Yeah,
the only
they
true
kind of
musical instrument is a
put it
stick
down.
and a stone. You know, that was the first one. Everything came after that is new. So what's different about
Yeah, when
that?
someone goes banging on a log.
Exactly. And then they put the skin over a thing. And no, that's not a real drum. You have to use a log. You know, it's the same argument. It's exactly the same argument.
It's bullshit, eh?
Yeah, it is. I mean, at the end of the day, your job, you're not there for you, not your ego. You've got to do a job for the people on the dance floor. They don't want to hear you fucking around with a song and battling to get it in sync. Nobody wants to hear that. And you don't have to because of the sync button. So it's not, put your ego aside. You've got to do the better job for them.
So how long has the sync button been around?
Good couple of years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you think there's some guys out there like, I don't use the sync button?
I'll show you. There's hundreds of threads cucking anyone out who uses the sync button. And you know what? Not a single one of them.
You're not worthy.
Not a single one of them is a good DJ.
Yeah.
If you're threatened by someone because he's using the sync button,
that's also bullshit.
Up your game, bro. Up your game.
They mustn't use a cell phone. They must use a pigeon.
Exactly. It's the same argument. Exactly the same
Write a
argument.
letter.
Yeah, because you do a better job for the people on the dance floor, and that's why you're there, not for yourself to like look at me and your ego. You're there to like listen to this music. Let the music do the talking.
People, and it's not. Yeah, and in actual fact, it's more about the people
It's only about
having
the
a
people.
fucking good time.
Yeah.
Not about your
Exactly.
Because in those days, the DJ wasn't like seen as a rock star. Like
Yeah,
nowadays,
not
they
like
put
now.
on a fucking pedestal,
Exactly.
which is
How
maybe
many
also
likes
not
you
good.
got? No, it's not. But see, that's the thing.
But
There's
that's
two
how
sides
it's
to this.
evolved into
There's
that.
the performance and there's the art. And they are two separate things. Most oaks, they're performance DJs. They want to look and jump up and down and do this whole thing. with
Dance
the
around
notes.
the fucking
That's
whatever.
a performance. Now listen,
Yeah.
that and good for you. Go for it. You know, but they just just accept the fact that it's not. You're not a good DJ. You can be a good DJ and a good performer at the same time, 100%. But being a performer doesn't make you a DJ.
No, of course.
You know, so that's about you and your ego. Look at me.
Yeah.
The art of it is listen to this. And nobody wants to. If you're dancing, your eyes are closed, and you go, man, you don't want to hear another song going
No.
coming out of it. Pulls you out of your zone completely.
Yeah.
So
and you should be in that zone. It should just be taking
the
you.
better the job I do, the less you should know I'm there.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
don't even know that I'm there.
It's about the music, number one.
Yeah, your job
Yeah.
is to provide a service for those on the dance floor. It's not to go and show yourself. You know, you can do it at the same time. There's lots of room for DJs like that. Great, but don't think you're anything special.
Because, and something that I've always looked at, Don, and obviously I've been drawing since those early days as well, more or less. And, in those days, people didn't stand looking at the DJ.
Yeah,
like
it
they do
wasn't
now.
the
It
DJ,
wasn't like
everyone
this,
facing
this
him. It was
fucking
just-
rows of people. And
We
I
never
don't
really
know,
elevated either back then.
I
We're just on
don't
the
really
same
know
level as
why
them.
that changed. Why do you think that changed? Because
Ego. It's just all of, it's
it
about
didn't matter. Like the
But it's-
DJ was there and
everything's
you appreciated him because he was
commercialized.
playing good fucking music.
Yeah.
But it was like people just danced around with each other.
It's been commercialized and not just and also now you can sell more tickets if you have a celebrity. So you've got to make them celebrities.
So
And
you
now
raise
attract
their
more
status.
people, yes.
But even in those days, you had some celebs coming out. I remember, what was
Yeah,
that one
plenty.
guy from Detroit, Brian May or something? Or
We had lots. I mean, I played with a lot of
there were
international
some big
guys back then.
international acts that came out, but they weren't like you saw him playing, but it wasn't like everyone was just
Yeah, and everyone wasn't always
facing
just
him like
the
he's
same way. It's
some like
become a bit of
idol
a
or
cult
something.
thing now.
Yeah.
It's because that's what they've seen on MTV and stuff. That's how they believe they have to behave. I mean, the people who kind of get it and who not like, kind of caught up in the whole thing. They
I mean,
turn
it's
their
fun
head around, they
doing
go
that, but it has changed.
That has definitely changed. But like everything, it's really cool in the beginning. Then the crowds come, fuck it all up, and then everyone goes out and starts something else.
And they start, so when it becomes almost too...
when it becomes commercialized,
too commercialized,
it loses its soul,
then it breaks off.
yeah. Then the people break off again and splinter and do
Which
other
is
stuff.
maybe just how life is.
It's
It's
the
just
cycle,
life evolving. It cycles.
Yeah.
Because it
I mean,
happens
the
with
only
everything,
reason-
with all types of music, really.
The only reason that people had to make music videos back in the 80s and stuff is so that you could put your music on MTV.
Yeah.
Nobody needed a music video for a song.
No.
But no, if you wanted to get heard, it had to be on MTV, so you had a video to it.
Yeah.
So that they could play it. You know what I mean? So
No,
that's the thing.
you're not really seeing videos anymore. Certainly not with electronic music.
Yeah, but now we've got
Yeah.
Spotify, now we've got the internet.
You've got all
It's
these
awesome.
things anyway. You don't need it
Yeah.
for that exposure.
TV used to be the only way to get your stuff out.
It's interesting, eh? Now it's just like, I don't know, YouTube and flipping social
So,
media
yeah.
and whatever the case is.
You know, as soon as you need to sell stuff, they've got to build something around it to promote those sales and stuff.
And you know what really intrigues me, Don, is the transcendent nature of the music.
Yeah, no, that's...
That intrigues me. And so back in the party days, and when that music would just take you and send you into an altered state, and you as a DJ, I mean, you DJ'd, I think you were saying also ESP in those clubs.
Yeah.
What was like? I used to find them, and I didn't know the DJs in those days. I was just the oak on the dance floor going off.
Yeah.
But it felt like they were directing you. They were
Without a doubt.
They were controlling
Without a doubt,
the
guiding.
crowd. They were guiding.
Without a doubt, a good DJ does that.
Yeah.
It's like a Pied Piper kind of thing. You know what I mean? Your start of your set is, and to the end of your set, it's like one step in front of the other, and these people all following you in those steps. So the DJs that take one step over there, then one step over there. People can't follow that.
No.
It breaks the rhythm.
So they've got a plan. There's a plan of action going on there.
Absolutely.
Because I could feel that.
Absolutely.
And then you would sometimes have, and it was interesting, so you'd be like at, say, ESP, and you're jolling. And then the music would get to a point, and then you felt like it should go to another place, but then the oak kind of slows it down. You know what I mean? So they were kind of almost controlling the whole thing
half of it is
until
they were doing it, half
the
of it they
early
didn't know they were
morning,
doing it.
until they wanted to like lift it up again.
But
It was an interesting,
It's a journey. You've got a start point and end point, and you've got all these points in the
interesting
middle.
phenomenon in a sense, from a perspective of being on the dance floor.
Yeah, that's what you have. That's your job. Your job isn't to say, "Come listen to me and what I like." Your job is to give them what they like. So you got to read the crowd and everything. You can't go there with a predetermined set, and most people do that. And if that doesn't work, they're fucked.
They're a bit so like you go there with a plan, but you've got to be able to be flexible.
Yeah, not the plans. I normally travel with like a pool of music. Okay, I know where I want to start, but it also depends on who's before me because I might not be able to do that. You know, depending on what's playing first. So I know what I want to start with. I know where I want to get to, like 3 or 4 or 5 songs later, and then I kind of know where we end off. But that's as much as then everything between that is flexible.
But in those days, when you're busy working with vinyl, you don't have a 10 million song selection. So now you
were kind of stuck.
You've got to be kind of. You've got to be prepped, but you don't have. You've only got so many boxes
you have much less
of
choice. I mean,
records.
Like now, I very rarely play songs more than 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But back then you had to play them often because it's all you had, it's all there was. Unless you knew someone was going over to the UK and hopefully bring you some music back or something like that.
So if I just want to go back to the transcendent nature of the music. So now those were the early days of, say, house music, for instance. But I found that the kind of the repetitive beats, and obviously depending if someone's on some kind of mind-altering substances, things would be different as well. But like, I mean, from a DJ perspective, you could see what that music was doing to the people.
Absolutely.
So on some level, the frequencies in the brain, and it actually comes from the brain, is being altered. And that's why the people are dancing and they're just doing their thing.
You're catching them onto a frequency, or they're connecting to a frequency, or
within that song or whatever, within the music.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But there is something that connects us on a very primal level in those frequencies.
And I think it's like you're saying, it's primal.
Definitely, it's
How
like
do you read the crowd? Just the way they're moving, or do you?
You can just feel it. You can see if they're really into it, or if they're just like waiting for the next song to come and doing this. You know, like
there is a
having
difference
chat.
there.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
You really know. Like, I mean, this guy, the first time I met him, it gives me such a fright. I'm just playing a thing, and suddenly his primal scream comes from it. I was like, what was that? And I thought either like having a seizure or I'm about to get attacked. You know what I mean? But actually, he was having the time of his life.
No, it was.
I mean, Helen Keller could have read that. But no, you can feel it. And every song has to take over from the last song. It's like a relay. You can't drop that baton at all, otherwise you'll start again. So every song has to be, whatever direction you're going in, every song has to be one step in that direction from the last song.
Yeah, because now if you take someone, so for instance, for me doing that, and I still remember it because it just got me to a point, it was just like ecstasy.
That was my job done.
You know what I mean?
There was one person.
There was
job done.
Don, there was such bliss, bro. Like my whole body was just like, you know what I mean? And it's not like you need to do that all the time.
No.
But you can't control that. That's something that just comes
also,
out of you when you hit that. It's the whole thing.
You crystallized that whole dance floor in that moment, and everyone was feeling it.
And you actually lift the whole crowd.
You brought everyone, like, was suddenly in that moment, because of your utterance, you know, everyone was really aware. But even like the moments before that stuff, everyone was just feeling it. I mean, not everyone, obviously, but the whole collective kind of vibe.
There's a collective consciousness that's happening there. There's a oneness.
There's like a family kind of feeling. There's definitely a connection of, okay, we're in this moment and we're loving this, and there's
like a unity. There's a unity. Yeah,
exactly.
And it's incredible. And I think at the end of the day, on some level, we all like lifting each other up on that.
That's exactly right.
But then maybe some people like they could get to that place where it's like totally explodes.
Yeah.
But maybe they're also holding themselves back.
Most people, a lot of
Am
people
I right?
are
They're
like,
holding
absolutely,
themselves
absolutely.
back. There's a sense of like, if I let go, what's going to happen?
Yeah, some people.
There's almost a fear.
Yeah, it's because you got to remember they're also still people that also still got their own problems that they brought with them to the party.
And reservations.
Yeah, exactly. And like, they're scared of doing this, or they haven't quite connected to themselves, or so whatever holds back. Sure, on the dance floor you can clear a lot of that, but there's still that kind of underlying. There's fears. There's all kinds of things.
A level of what's the word, like you're still being like, what is it? Like you're like reserved. Like there's a reservation for.
While there's that feeling of acceptance and stuff, that safe space, there's also still, until you actually
self-conscious, that's the word I'm looking for. There's a level of self-consciousness
until you actually learn to let go, you've got to be a bit reserved and stuff, but at least you're there, and
you're still having fun, and there's no judgment,
but you can let go.
But
that dance floor at that moment gives you the opportunity to let go.
It gives you that freedom.
But that's what the music does. It talks to all
you're
of
right,
us.
because at the end of the day, if you were sitting at home in your bedroom, for instance, it's difficult to go to find that place, because you're not in that environment with all those people and the music and the frequency coming out of the speakers, the vibrations out of the speakers.
All of that stuff that you've built up, those walls and everything, the music connects to us beyond that.
Yeah.
It doesn't care about that, so we're all connected.
Yeah.
And it's the easiest and the best way to just drop.
And like you're saying, it takes you back to that primal, that's been in us since humanity started like jumping around a fire.
Yeah, before I started playing, I used to work out all my shit on the dance floor. I used to go to
just
some
go
drugs or whatever the case was, but to close my eyes, a good DJ that you trust, because you have to trust the DJ, because he can so easily just pull you out of it and just ruin everything for you, so you got to trust that he's not going to just suddenly
just let it down, just trust in his process.
Then, I close my eyes, I would just put my head down and I would dance, and that's how I sort all my shit out,
And it's freedom. There's pure freedom in that, Don. That's pure freedom, Ross?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a story there.
No, there is. There's pure freedom.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I mean, we still occasionally go hit it, because it's therapy, man.
What was interesting about your music was the tempo was slower, but we were still reaching this.
It's still hitting it.
I was telling him about that earlier. You don't need a lot of like techno and that kind of stuff. It relies on the speed for the energy. But the down tempo stuff that I'm really liking at the moment, there's more space between each beat to actually feel what's going on. I can play like slower songs that are so much harder than techno and stuff, but they don't rely on the speed for the energy. They've got so much, they bring it.
It's like emotional.
Exactly. But it's deeper.
Yeah, when you're going fast, like, you don't have time in between the beats to connect to anything or to put any kind of soft sounds, anything organic and stuff, and that's what we connect to, the organic stuff.
But but even in that slow, like the slower stuff, there can still be a level of like a grind. There's a depth to it, and that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy. That like it's still got like
tribal
substance.
And primal.
It doesn't have to be this ta ta ta. And I think you actually on an energy level, on like that natural rhythm, you're naturally moving better with that kind of that kind of a rhythm and tempo and whatever the case is. It's more of a natural way of connecting.
Yeah, and if you've got some melodies and stuff over it, I mean, your body wants to like follow those, or even if your mind wants to follow a certain instrument or follow a sound or whatever through. And it's easier to do that if you're not like sprinting, And it's a lot easier to just. But I mean, to each their own. There's merits for all kind of music.
Yeah.
And
everything's got its place. It's got its place. Everything's got its place, and in that environment, it works in that environment.
And also at the time of, I mean, you could love it one day, and the next day you need something else.
Yeah.
Well, I find it's a bit of a pendulum. Like I was between down tempo, and then it swings back to progressive, and then I play harder for a while, and then I come back to down tempo.
But you got to go what feels right for you, Don.
Exactly.
You can't say, no, I just play this, but sometimes you want to play other stuff. Why not?
No reason why not. Yeah, as long as you're doing a good enough job, But no, for sure, it's a very personal thing. If you can, do if you can produce what you need to keep the people on the dance floor happy, not just go there because you want to play something hard and then you do a shit job, take someone else's set who would have done
For
better.
sure. Yeah, no,
As long as
that's
you're
just
doing
not
your job,
flipping cricket.
Exactly.
Because the way I see it as well, Don, and I've spoken this quite a few times, is that at the end of the day, it's a spiritual experience.
Absolutely.
Because there's a certain life force that's coming through you, call it God or whatever you want to say, and that's coming through you, and you're inspired to play a certain type of music or produce or whatever the case may be, and that's being shared with an audience, and that audience is moving. That music is moving them.
Yeah.
Like you
That
can say
message
you're
is
moving
getting
to the
through to them,
music.
yeah.
You're not fucking music moving to the music. The music's moving you.
Absolutely.
That's why you're moving.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the music is running through, like it's a level of energy. It's coming through you into the audience.
Absolutely.
That's why
Without a doubt.
there's such a unity there.
The dancing is kind of your process, I don't think about the word, I can't find the right word, but that's, how you're tapping into it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's you're almost hypnotizing yourself.
Yeah, it's hypnotic. That's why it's transcendent.
Yeah.
Because you're transcending thoughts and inhibitions.
Allowing the
and
message to get past all of those walls and stuff you built up, and it speaks to you on a much different level than anything else.
Actually on a level that is not your norm.
Yeah, it's what it speaks to you on a frequency kind of thing. It's something that you are not even aware of, like consciously at most of the time.
No. But that's why it's nice to, like in hindsight, kind of analyze it in a sense, because people don't really analyze it.
Nothing else we do connects us like music does. Nothing. There's no other activity or...
And it's quite incredible because it's not, you don't see it.
Yeah, and
it's not like something you see. It's not tangible.
It's also a strange thing about a group of people bouncing to music in a room, in a dark room.
Yeah, take it out of context and be like, what?
Like this is weird.
You can meet anyone from anywhere in the world, and you just put some music on, and it's immediately it's understood. It speaks to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
That's the truth, and I think it's a uniting factor. There's unity.
And if you go back and break it down, it's just vibrations or the frequencies. Like, how did we discover this? We didn't invent it.
No.
We found it.
It's like evolved.
Yeah, exactly. And we're only learning how to tap into it and to use it to our advantage, or to use it, manipulate it to do what we want. Not in a bad way, but to make the sounds we want to make the to the tunes the songs that we do, because something like different keys. That's a frequency. It's all maths. It's all mathematics. All of it. Yeah. So that's what you have all of the same frequencies in a song. So that's okay. This is a key of C minor or whatever it is. It means that all of the noises, all of the sounds in that song are on a certain mathematical thing that they share to make them that frequency.
Sure. I'm not aware of that. I'll be honest. I'm not aware of that.
Not much either. When I produce, I'm pushing buttons until it sounds good.
But that's what's.
I can't play the piano.
But that's what's happening. On a certain level, it's exactly like you're saying. It's mathematics.
These things are resonating with you, and they resonate. All the sounds are resonating together, and you tap into it, and then you just.
The instrument at the end of the day.
You're the tuning fork,
You're the tuning fork. Yeah.
And you know what I find interesting, Don, and I have spoken to. I've mentioned this before in the podcast, is the fact that the African drum beat runs through all this music.
Yeah.
All contemporary music.
Yeah.
So I watched it, I don't know, that was a fucking documentary, but it showed how the music had come from Africa, then to America, blues, rock, whatever. It all evolved from there, and it became eventually electronic music. So all of it, broad spectrum, contemporary music, not Mozart, originated from the African drum beat.
Yeah.
And I just find it interesting. We're in Africa here. There's something to that. There's
absolutely.
If you think about Joburg as well, there's
they call it the craze of humankind for a reason.
So there's no mistakes that you're making this music.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
we're finding ways
in Africa,
to
and that's
express whatever
powerful.
we're feeling through the music. We're finding ways to make sounds that convey certain feelings and emotions and stuff. When you mentioned Mozart, look at the stuff that we're playing today. Not everyone, obviously, not the EDM and stuff. But a lot of the music that we're playing today, it is like classical music. It has that many layers. It has that much production value.
In that sense, it's actually it's hell of a complex. It's complex stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Way back in the day, I used to play a lot of music by this guy called B.T. Brian Tronso. He was a grade 7 classical pianist, and you could hear in all of his songs there was just so much movement and so much stage presence and amazing stuff. And it's, the music we listen to today, if you listen carefully, there's layers, there's hundreds of things, there's things going, there's movement, there's all different effects on all of the sounds.
And
It's incredible.
that's where the true art comes in.
Exactly, yeah.
The creativity.
That's what Lawrence was actually saying. You've got to keep the mind active.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The bass and the beat is for your body to feel
And then the rest is
of
to-
it's cerebral.
Because often what I love, so many people are just stuck on like the main beat and of a song. But the real magic is in between. In between.
But that's because we've been doing it for a long time. It's people are connecting with on different levels as well.
Yeah,
It's not like nothing and everything.
Within a song,
Some
people are connecting.
That's all they're hearing is the beat, especially. And then the break, they love the break and the build up, and then it goes back.
Yeah.
Yay, that's what they love.
But there's magic in between.
Oh, 100. But then people will get to that. It's a maturity. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Listening to the music.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
age-wise, but just maturity
Just
in your understanding
on
of
your
the music.
experience of the music.
Connoisseur of music.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's why I find the real magic is, when you've had this and then you have those in betweens which are actually very quiet, and then often people just stand.
Yeah, because they don't.
They're waiting,
get it.
but
they're not
that's
listening to the
when
intricacies,
when it can take you. It can take you,
Flavors. Like when you're young, you like
Exactly
sweet
right.
and salty, and then when you're older, you get more refined. And
Yeah. Like you're picking up on those little
Hints.
extra little spices.
No, exactly. Right. I mean, when I listen to music, it's what I do. I pick up
Yeah.
an instrument one at a time, and I just listen to it going through and weaving through the song. And then you pick up a different instrument like the
Yeah.
you hear what it does, and it moves around. Like, there's a beautiful stage, music sound stage in front of you, and the guys are really good. They play with that, and behind you, in front of you, and these sounds just travel through this whole soundscape in every song. It's amazing.
It's amazing if you had to on some level see how it affects people, like on an energy level, it must be incredible. But we don't see it. You can see it on the physical level how it's moving the body, but on another level it's doing a whole other story.
Exactly.
Yeah, your perspective must be amazing. Looking at the crowd. And
It's magic to see. You can really see people who you have an effect on them. Like you've given them some therapy almost. You know what I mean? In a way, we are healers.
Yeah.
If you're doing your job, if that's what you want to do, I mean, you can't just be a showman or whatever. But if you take your job seriously and it's what you're really trying to do, we are healers. We're giving people an experience and an opportunity to heal as well. Because the music is...
So there's actually almost a level of responsibility
No,
there.
there's only responsibility.
Okay.
It is huge. A lot of people don't give a
Yeah, because
fuck.
I don't think about... I'm not even considering that,
The
being someone at a club.
responsibility is ridiculous. I mean, every time you go up there, okay, first of all, you're putting yourself open for criticism like
of
nothing
course.
before. But also, you owe the people, they've paid to be there. They've paid. So you owe it to them to, at the very minimum, do a good job.
Yeah.
And then,
You're right. There's a level of responsibility
exactly.
there. It's not just...
You're not the celebrity. They are. They're the people who've paid to be there. They're the people who are there for the experience.
the dancers.
And
The dancers,
you've got to. It's such a responsibility to first of all not mess with their journey. Not break them out of their trance or out of their, not do that. I mean, some of them are, they're just chatting on the dance floor, having a smoke and a drink. That's not the people I'm talking
That's
about.
not the same thing, no.
Yeah, the people who are really connecting to you,
they're almost taking it on seriously in a sense, because like what I feel is like to allow yourself to go into that space, like you're saying, trust the music, trust the DJ, and going off. That is like the greatest compliment you can give that DJ.
Exactly. You don't have to.
You must fucking. You don't have to. You just, if you're in that moment and you are so happy and you're just going off. That is the greatest compliment you can give that DJ.
You give him one look and you just...
You're vulnerable.
Exactly. You just give him a look.
You're being vulnerable,
And you just give him a nod or something and then you just enjoy the whole time. And he'll never forget you.
He won't, because he's loving
That's
you.
why he's
You've
there.
been doing it.
He's connected to you. You're loving what he's doing. You're appreciating what he's doing. And he's really enjoying, providing that for you.
And actually, you're right, Russell. In a sense, there's a level of vulnerability.
Big time.
That you have by putting the music through. I mean, you're giving a part of yourself.
You're exposing your whole soul.
And the people dancing are also, there's a level of vulnerability there as well, to go to that place where you just allow.
Exactly, to let their walls down and say, you and I, we're connected in this moment. This is incredible, and it's there's
real unity there, and it's not weakness.
No, it's not.
It actually takes strength. That
exactly. The people who, like you say, are just have only gotten to where the beats are or the drop, they're not vulnerable like that. They haven't learned to be vulnerable like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, everyone say, "Yeah, you have to be fucked to enjoy the music." No,
It's not actually that.
In the beginning, like when you first exposed to it, you know, like the drugs will expose you and they'll unlock that door and they'll pull that curtain back and they'll show you what it is. After that, you're fine. You can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, so like I'll give my example. We rocked, etc. And then through the first time was LSD and the second time was ecstasy. And that just opened me up to the electronic music because it took off the blinkers.
Exactly.
But that didn't mean you have to go and fucking do it every weekend.
No.
And I don't condone it. I don't condone it.
But also, you didn't know it was there. It showed you.
No, you didn't know it was
like,
there.
Oh, fuck. And now you go.
You didn't know it was a thing until you experienced it.
Exactly.
But that didn't mean you have to go and flip and hit it every weekend and go ballistic.
Not at all.
And I think what the real point is that it's to open you to that and then for you to learn.
Yeah.
Now you've learned from it and you can go into that space without flipping.
It can be
We didn't know that space was
Although
there
it can
before.
become a crutch for a lot of people,
But
and it
it's also
does.
that's whatever else is going on in their lives and stuff. It's not just.
It's not. Yeah, you don't know what's going on in their lives, and we're all different at the end of the
sure.
day.
Yeah.
But it's actually a big deal.
It's a very big deal. It's you know, if you go back hundreds of years, whatever, we've forgotten a lot of stuff as people, humans, or whatever you want to call it. We've lost the ability to connect and to do all that kind of stuff. And this just takes you back there and kind of puts you in touch with your primal kind of roots, your ancestral kind of, stuff like that. And it kind of opens that up to you again, and you can then find it again. You can then nurture it, or you can just ignore it. Doesn't matter. But it shows it to us, and we wouldn't have known it's there to go and aspire to that state or anything until we were shown there. The doors open and look at that room. Otherwise, we just walk across the room every day because the door's closed.
And at the end of the day, for me, it led on to my spiritual journey. And then I didn't jaw for many years, kids and growing up or whatever. But it kind of I did a full circle. So now we still go and hit some jaws in that. And kind of it was reawakened within me because it had been not dormant, but you hadn't done it for so many years.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, when I first started, it wasn't spiritual for me. It wasn't anything.
Yeah, it was just partying.
It was fun. It was great.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
And I got to go to the parties and stuff. It was awesome. And then after a while, after a good couple of years, when I came back to Joburg for a while, I lost the kind of will to do it because there was no return on investment. I wasn't getting anything out of it. It was getting a bit boring. I wasn't,
You weren't inspired.
I stopped for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit. And just before COVID, I kind of started picking it up again. COVID hit, and I started at a radio station, and then
I don't know you. What was that station?
Lockdown 2020.
Okay.
Cool. And we used to have DJs on every night.
That's cool. I don't know about it.
We broadcast it. And I found the love for it again. And I just reignited everything. I sold my whole record collection.
Yeah.
Back we still had vinyls. But then I found my love for it again. And since then, it's been spiritual. It's been a lot more than it ever was before.
Yes, it's deeper.
Yeah, I've now I connect. I see myself as a bit of a healer, potentially a bit of, I'm taking it a lot more seriously now than I ever did.
Yeah.
I never took it professionally back in the day, never. It was just easy.
But you're still enjoying it.
No, absolutely. I'm loving it now more than ever.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's got a lot more meaning for me now. I take it much more seriously. And I've got responsibility and stuff when I'm playing. That's why I'm known now as kind of the grumpy old man, because when people don't do stuff properly, like when it's amateur hour and they haven't set up the sound, or they got shit sound.
Amateur hour.
Like a lot of these parties, it's amateur hour. The people just don't know what to do. They don't know how to set it. We get there and I'm the spokesman. I've got to always complain and moan. I'm doing it on my own anyway because it's not good enough. I mean, if you want a DJ to do a good job, he has to have the good enough sound system. He has to have things so he's comfortable in environment so he can do what he does. Not just be thinking about,
and if the sound system's not right, it's shit.
I've been to places where there's one speaker. I've gone to a gig where there's one speaker, not even two.
Yeah.
One speaker.
That's just so shit.
With the speaker in your car.
But that's why I bought the sound system.
And he has a proper good system.
I bought that one sub, and then I bought two little shitty speakers, and then we rent that out to a couple of parties we go to, and then it pays for the nicer speakers. And now we've got that whole system built up and paid for itself, and we know wherever we go is going to have good sound.
And it's proper.
Yeah, so we're not worried about that. So that wherever we go, the sound is going to be great, and then we don't.
Because we had a good deal with Don a couple of weeks ago at the house in Linksfield. And that sound system was good, man.
What a place.
It was proper.
Yeah, it's all you need. You don't
dance
need
floor with
anything
a
more than
view.
that.
Dance floor with a view.
Yeah, you don't need anything more than that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be screaming loud, because then it's actually when it starts to distort, whatever, it actually hurts your ears and it takes away from the whole experience. It's got to be clear, it's got to be lovely, and you've got to have the low frequencies.
And also, you can't appreciate the music properly if the sound is shit.
Yeah, and if you don't have good bass and stuff, for instance, half your song is now lost because the music we're listening to, a lot of it is in the lower frequencies. It's about the bass and the bass lines and everything. And if you've got two little speakers that can't handle like sub bass, you're going to lose half the song.
Yeah.
So half the experience is gone already.
Yeah. No, because I remember the stuff you were playing, and it was really lacquer. It was stunning.
I was afraid at one stage because we were on that view, and I'm wondering if this house can manage this many people jumping.
It might fall off the cliff.
That's why you guys were on the grass, not on the balcony.
We'll watch from a distance.
You want to witness it with the camera, not be part of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, there was crazy fun going on there that night.
Yeah, no, that was one of the nicest gatherings I've been to. For
it was, eh? Yeah. And then tell me, Don, I think are you a bit of a burner?
Yes and no. I haven't been to Africa Burn, but I don't think I want to go. Like I said, I too much like my creature comforts now, and then also I can't handle
like
more
you
than
could
one
go, but like would you want to go? And then it's also it's quite
I would
expensive.
want to go, but I also know I'll get irritated because I mean already like when we go
there's
play
too
at some
much
of
choice
these
going
parties,
on there, I think.
Well, the thing is you're right next to another dance floor, which is got a louder
and
sound
then the
system
sounds
than you.
are
So whenever you go into a
over.
break and you want to relax, you hear coming from that side. It really just
I don't think you can avoid it.
No, I don't
Not
think
in
you
that
can.
place. Yeah.
No, you can't. So I think I would get irritated, but I love the burns we do go to.
But but you haven't been to Africa?
Not Africa Burn, didn't Centella.
The local.
Yeah, the local.
What's that one? Mutant Burn
ones.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, the kind of feeder burns for that one.
But that's different because now you got one dance floor and one kind of.
Well, no, like dance got 3 dance floors.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
We've never been to any of those.
The connection had 4 dance floors.
Yeah.
The last year, 4 dance floors of Connection. Yeah, but they were nicely separated.
I heard Connection was fun.
It was good fun.
You were talking about the Siobhan.
Yeah.
Siobhan and Storm.
Yeah.
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 You know them.
Yeah, no, we'll be going with them this year as well.
Sure.
When is it this year?
New Year's roundabout, I believe. That's when it was last year.
Because it's part of the downtown. The downtown.
They take over one of the dance floors. Yeah.
And then you obviously playing.
Yeah, I'm playing for them. Yeah.
I think we need to do that for a change.
It does, and it looks actually it's in a nice area as well.
Well, the venue
kind
was
of
beautiful.
the Midlands.
Yeah, it was by the whole Midlands on that side.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in the same venue. Probably because it was a good experience.
And there's a lot of people going there, Don.
It wasn't the fullest. Well, I mean, this is the first one I went to a Connection, but everyone said to me, no, this isn't as full as it gets.
Yeah.
I think there was a weather issue. I think there was,
a little bit raining or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, no, there was half of it was just raining all the time, but the guys
so that's
didn't mind
people
it all.
they mind it too much.
Yeah, it's I mean, but I hear good things about the other years. So I'm looking forward to a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, you never can tell exactly.
There's a certain level of like also unity that happens at the festivals.
Absolutely.
I haven't done many, but we did do Bloom last year. I don't know if you've ever been to Bloom.
Bloom is great.
Bloom
but
is also
it's
nice.
Slightly commercial in terms of the people going there. They're not burners per se.
No.
But
there's a certain. But it's also
they're dipping a toe.
Yeah, dipping toes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, you got that
and
whole,
the music's good, and it's a good setup.
Yeah, Bloom, the music's very good,
and it's very nice.
Professional.
Yes,
it's a nice environment.
Well
it's a nice environment.
The festivals can be. They're really, really nice. It's much better than a club. A club is a couple of hours, a whole lot of people posing. A lot of testosterone and people getting angry and drunk. None of that at the festival.
No.
None of it.
There's definitely a bit more of a chilled.
Yeah.
There's an acceptance
people
of
are more
everybody.
friendly.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a friendliness.
Nobody there is keeps themselves stay away from you.
No.
Hippie. Everybody that I've ever
quite
met
giving
is
and
friendly
open.
And the whole burner ethos is gifting, and you go there, you want for nothing. People walk around here. Do you want some watermelon? Do you want some mushrooms?
Whatever. Are you flipping thirsty?
And it's seriously, it's that kind of thing. It's a community, and it's really got that sense of community.
Experience that, and it's possible. It's possible.
And I think maybe that that kind of almost camaraderie, that feeling of openness, like people learn from it, and then parts of it spill over into their everyday.
Yeah, exactly. When
not entirely, but there's kind of a spreading out of that frequency.
Yeah, if you go to the festivals and that kind, and you see, hang on, this is really nice. People are friendly stuff. That's obviously what you are after on some level, and you'll go into your life and you will. As much as you can, because there's other people in your life.
No, it's not the same, but part of it.
It's what you're going to want to aspire to, and you've got to bring it back and kind of apply it to your life
into society. Because, like, and I still remember when I was a lighty and I had jolling, you were just possessed by jolling. But now, like, you can go and have fun, but you've got responsibilities and you got a life where you have to make a living and you're making a business or whatever the case may be, and you're working. And there's fuck all wrong with that.
Exactly.
When I was young, I was like, no, this is cool, that's not cool.
Yeah, you party like you go to work the next day, still from the party.
At the end of the day, it's life, dude.
Yeah, but now you've got a 3-day festival. You know that day one and
but
day
there you
two,
can party.
there
you can do your thing.
You don't have to worry about anything. You got
cell phones off,
3 days.
fucking whatever the case is.
You can use your clothes if you want to.
You do that, Don?
I'm working, but I'm working.
You're not running around in your G-string,
I'm not running naked. I'm trying to make it a good experience for people. but like I say, we have responsibilities. You can let your hair down and then still know you've got another day to kind of before you have to go home.
And then you don't go home, and then you're gonna go back to grind it a bit.
Exactly. On the subject of drugs and stuff, I mean, it's when you take drugs, all very well and good, whatever your drug is. But I found that when I was coming down from the drug, when it's at the end of the night or you get home, it's you want
and
to
the next day, whatever the case is.
That's when I would turn inwards and be introspective, and that's when I would sort out my shit. That's all I don't like this about myself. Stop. Let's change it.
Oh, so would you actually do a bit of that? Like,
when you're
looking at, when
you're coming down, that's
some
when
of
you
this
get
ugly style.
Exactly. Because you look at yourself like, what am I doing with my life?
But that takes a level of awareness, Don.
It does. It takes a lot of drugs.
but not just that, but awareness of those parts of yourself.
That's part of what the drugs did for me. With that level is they really made me turn inwards and sort my shit out.
Okay, but now there's something I just remembered, Don. Something I want to talk about is your near-death experience.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was exactly a year ago.
Was it a year ago?
Yeah, I got out of there on my birthday, 11th of June. Got out of the hospital.
So go just, we're not talking about music here, but we're talking about something on another level. Tell us, Don.
It was at the...
How did you end up in there,
at the down temple? I was sick already, and I was playing... no one's going to stop me playing.
We were at the down temple. No, but we went to it later in the year.
There were two.
Okay, this was the earlier one then.
Yeah, so this was the one
so you were sick
in May.
Okay, when you say sick...
I was already getting sick like a flu-ish or whatever.
Okay.
So after my set, I was like sitting down and people were like, you do not look well. So I'm like, no, take me to the hospital. I knew I was sick, but I wasn't going to not play, even though it was cold outside. But so I went to the hospital and I was there for a couple of days. I don't actually remember going from there to the actual place where I went to ICU and stuff. But what happened was I had a swine flu and a lung infection on top of that. So they took me to... what was the hospital there at Veldvreden? Was it Wilgehevel Hospital?
Where is it? Pretoria side?
No, Rock Cottage, Cresta.
Okay.
Northgate, that kind of stuff.
Side, okay.
Yeah. So that's where I stayed.
Yeah.
And I was there for a day or two, and then I have no memory of anything after that. And then I woke up in the Johannesburg Surgical Hospital in Northcliffe in ICU. I was 3 weeks in ICU. 2 weeks I was in a coma. No idea what was going on. I was... I did flatline once, but there was touch and go. They called the family and they were like, "Come say your goodbyes." He's not responding to anything. And
seriously?
Yeah.
So for your parents, etc., they must have.
Well, no, luckily they didn't call the parents. They called Brenda, but and she was my friends. But it got to that point where it was like, okay, he's not responding to anything. We don't think he's going to make it. And then one of my doctors, tiny little colored woman, beautiful doctor, she was like, okay, listen, I want to try something. Because nothing was working. So I was on 9 drips. Propofol, Michael Jackson's a pussy. Morphine, ketamine.
What do you mean?
That's what killed Michael Jackson, propofol.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
I was on elephant doses of all of these things. So morphine, ketamine, to keep me alive, to keep me in a coma. I was also intubated. And I was also restrained. So I was tied to this fucking bed. Because I'll tell you why. Because I try to kill people. Wait, but I'll tell you. I'll get there.
So, and then the doctor, what did she decide?
She was like, okay, she wants to try something, a different combination of the strengths of the drips and stuff like that. She says, it's not protocol. It's never been tried before. I want to try this. If it doesn't work, he's dead. If we don't try, he's dead. Why not go for it? So, okay, let's try. So, and that also involved every 2 hours turning me over so I didn't drown in my own fluids and stuff. And then the next day, just started to recover.
So she changed the levels of all this fucking muti and shit that you were busy getting pumped with.
Yeah.
So she saved your life.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Yeah.
I hope you bought a bunch of flowers afterwards.
I did.
Did you actually?
I actually made a little like a
Fucking
jewelry
right, dude.
piece. Yeah.
But
And,
now I know you had experiences
I had the
while you
craziest,
were
while I was under.
while you were under.
Yeah.
For like what do you say? 2 weeks, 3
2 weeks,
weeks
I
or
was
so.
completely under, and what happened? There was these, let's call them alternate realities. Every time I went under, I would go into one of these. There were 5 of them. Repeat like scenarios, like dreams that reoccur, like you'd be in that same dream.
But
every
you knew
time
there
you
were
go.
5.
There were 5. Oh no, I kind of realized it afterwards.
Yeah.
Because there were the 5 that I kept going into, but they were in every single one of them. Someone was trying to kill you. I mean, the easiest one to tell people about, not easiest emotionally, but the easiest, like,
Memory
see what I
was.
mean? No, for them to kind of understand a little bit, is I was in Afghanistan for my beheading. Let that sink in for a second. Yeah. I was in Afghanistan for my beheading.
Okay.
I was.
But now, were you like Western, or were you kind of?
No, me, but
were you were you?
Yeah, and then this the family, Taliban family or whatever, had captured me, taken me hostage, and now they want to kill me because they think that I had killed their son in the war. No, we never fought them in the war, but your dreams, that don't make sense.
Yeah, no, it's
so that was kind of my rationale for why they wanted to kill me. But now they wanted to kill me, make no mistake.
I want to take your head off, bro.
Yeah, so like, we were sitting in this tribal council, and our dreams go, we were on the top of this crescent-shaped, like, mountainous, and there's a valley and everything, and all of the heads of the council are across on top of the mountain.
Kind of a desert area.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we were sitting up there, and some of them wanted to do it right then and then, and he was like, "No, hang on, we can't. You can't judge. We have to, we have to like figure this guy out. You can't just judge him by his action or whatever it was." And so what happened is they took me down to his house, and they were giving me a meal, and I just remember thinking, "Fuck these oaks! I'm not going to kill me. I'll just kill myself." And I just remember there were 7 seconds or 7 minutes, whatever it was. I know it's a 7 of oxygen in my body, and it's like now it becomes like a game console because you've got your strength on the left, like when you get wounded, that goes down. Like there's these figures and stuff. So now it's like a video game, and I know that I've got this much time left and so I just stopped breathing, just held my breath. So I don't know how I got from the floor, but now suddenly I'm in the ocean. I'm in the desert, but I'm just sinking to the bottom like this.
Kind of like floating.
Yeah, and just going down because I've just stopped breathing. So I'm just gently floating down to the bottom of this.
So you're like dying now?
Yeah, well, I'm going to. I'm just sit there and I'm waiting. The clock's counting down to 5, 4, 3.
Using up your units.
Yeah, I was using all my oxygen and stuff. Yeah. It gets to 0, and I just sit there. Just okay. That's it. I'll wait for this to. I'm going to die now. And then I just hear this Muslim woman screaming, whatever,
Well, you couldn't even understand it.
No, but I interpret it as, no one's dying in my fucking house tonight. And so right behind me, I just hear someone go, oh. And then I feel, I feel this hands under my armpits like that, and just pushes me up. And I'm in the desert, so it pushes me up. And so I go up, and suddenly, I break the water. I break the surface of the water. And then that instant, I was like, this isn't real. And then I knew, like, okay, this is a fuck around. There's something going on because I was in the desert. How can I go up into the sky in the desert and come out and break the water?
Yeah, there's something that's not real.
Then I knew that this wasn't.
You realize it's kind of a dream.
That's when
illusion.
You know, like, okay. Because while you're in it, there's no sense of, this is a bad trip, I'll be finished in 3 hours. It's real. There's no, what I mean? There's no thought of, I'm having a bad trip, or let me just wait this out to get better. None of that. It's real. These people are going to kill you.
And it looks like,
it's absolutely
like we're talking about real people, like it's not animated in some sense.
No. I mean, a lot of the logic and the scene changes, let's call them, the segues and stuff aren't, because that's how our dreams.
No, it's a bit mixed match.
Yeah, and not all of it makes perfect sense, and not all of it is connected from one scene to the next, but it was real. I came out of it, and then I realized, okay, this is now, we can do something about this. This isn't real, and I'm sure that was towards the end of the coma when they started easing off of the drugs. I started getting more and more conscious, because then you start, okay, let's figure this out. Then you're trying to outsmart them, you're trying to outwit them, and you have to get out of each one.
Don, do you think it was drug-induced, all of it?
Well, I used to, when I came, for a couple of weeks, I was like, what is it? Is it past life trauma? What the fuck is it? Well, where's that come from?
Yeah, no, I'm just curious.
I've actually realized it's 100% not. I was able to attribute that woman's voice, the one that shouted. It was Mrs. Naidu, was her real name, who was in the ward across from me, and she was shouting at the nurses.
So that was coming.
Yeah, so everything was external stimulus that I was getting while I was in that state. So everything, like one of the things that was constant through the whole thing was that I was in the ward, and then whenever they wanted to, whenever it was time for games or whatever, they would lower you, like elevator, lower your bed down to the underground, and that's where all the shit happened. And then that you'd come back up, and it would be day, and nobody knows anything that we're on. So I thought, okay, what the fuck was that? There were like floors and stuff that take me right down.
But
no, I found out they have the beds there. That by the mattress inflates and deflates, so you don't get bed sores.
So physically you're feeling
exactly, and I thought that
shifting.
was the elevator going up and down. And meanwhile, it's just my mattress inflating and deflating. So everything that was in every one of those realities, the stimulus came from outside, from there. So it's not past life trauma. Well, it wasn't for me.
A story connected to whatever.
Your brain then tries to put the pieces, tries to make sense of it, put pieces together, or puts a story to it.
But I wanted to ask you, because so being that kind of, I know it's just the one you were getting beheaded.
Yeah.
You don't think that was somehow related to, like, I know you were in the Air Force on some level.
No, I mean,
a military.
No.
Related thing.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It's very common for people. I found out it's very common for people to come out of anesthetic like that, to have this thing like people are trying to kill them. Like the nurses are trying to kill me. It's very common for people to come out of it like that. And so when I came out of it, I started to attack the nurses and stuff because I thought they were all trying to kill me.
Oh, really?
Like I'd have visitors.
You're a bit like delirious.
Well, I'd have visitors. Now I'm intubated, so I can't talk.
Yeah.
And and I'm restrained, so I can't move my arms. So I can't communicate at all. And so they'd chat to me and then say, okay, bye, we're going to see you tomorrow. We'll leave you to sleep. And I'm like, don't fucking leave. They're trying to kill me. Yeah, these people are trying to kill me. Don't leave. And you can't express that because you can't do anything. It's the worst feeling.
That's pretty fucking scary, eh?
Yeah, so then the minute like I had an arm free or hand free, I used to get the drip pole and swing it at the nurse, try to kill them.
You're trying to save your life.
Yeah, because they were trying to kill me. Seriously, and there was this one moment I had with a friend of mine.
And I'm laughing, man.
No, dude, laugh away. Dude. Laugh away. There's a lot of humor in this. But if it wasn't for one little conversation I had with a friend of mine, which I'll get to next, when I got out, I would have gone and got a gun, parked outside the fucking hospital and shot the fucking first I recognized that came out of there. No, seriously, I would have been in jail, that dead serious. I was going to murder them. But then I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'm like, oh, remember that time when you were there and this and this and this happened? She says, that's not what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean? She says, this is what happened. I'm like, oh, fuck. What else am I making up? Yeah. And then so that's when it dawned on me, okay, they weren't trying to kill me. But I said, in the moment, they are trying to kill you. Like, they put me in an ambulance the one time to take me somewhere. I can't remember what it was. It might have been on the way to there. But I'm like, okay, nobody's ever going to see me alive again. I can't let them close those doors. And I fought like a motherfucker. It took 4 oaks to come and restrain me, like in
the actual hospital.
Yeah, in the ambulance. Yeah. And it took the guys who do the physio and stuff. They were just restraining me and holding me down.
You're a big guy. Yeah.
I was trying to murder people. Eh? I was trying to murder people because they were trying to kill me.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of it, we became the best of friends. Like all the nurses and the physio guy and everything, because he did the physio on me. We became good friends, but I was convinced they were trying to kill me. Without a doubt. There wasn't a shadow of doubt in my mind.
Because I know some people that have, obviously going to comas, they have spiritual past life stuff, etc. But I think this maybe was different because of all the drugs.
I think it's because, and my the little doctor, when I was, like compass mentors and stuff for a couple of days after I'd like completely come out of the coma, and we were doing a bit of a, just like a consult or whatever, and we were talking, and she says, you've taken a lot of drugs, hey? And I'm like, the big 90s, which is how I said. And she says, because we found that your responses and the levels we had to give you before you would respond to anything, that I knew that you
were quite strong.
Yeah. So I can imagine someone who has experiences what I've had, but they haven't had any of the experiences before. So this is new for them. They go to church every Sunday. They would be
scared.
They would be
frightening.
Can you imagine that experience?
You still got some experience.
They've got nothing to relate to or like compare it to, or like, because I know what it feels like to be, under the influence of all types of drugs, and it's very familiar to me. And so this was then very familiar.
And it was still scary.
Oh, absolutely. Can you imagine if it was the experience and the scariness of whatever was going on?
Exactly. Real nightmares.
People are traumatized from it. I'm very lucky because, we try to break my brain for years
Yeah.
before they try to break my brain. So I'm on that, on that kind of, in that regard, I'm lucky because I had that to fall back on those experiences. So
Yeah.
I could focus only on getting out of the situation, not on like, what the fuck's
It's
going
like
on?
you had prepared for it almost.
Yeah, it's like when you go camping for months to prepare for some event
Yeah.
where you're going to be camping.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know how to light
Yeah,
the
you
fire.
got a
You know
bit
how
of-
to
yeah,
hunt.
100%, you got
You're not
some-
suddenly in the woods and now you don't even know how to make a shelter.
You're not just a newbie.
Yeah, exactly. You know what it feels like, and okay, so I'm cold, but I'm going to get through the mornings. The sun's going to come
But
up.
so after that, I mean, did your dreams obviously settled, and
Yeah, no, they
how
went
long did
away
it take to kind of normalize?
No. It's as soon as the drugs are gone, you don't get to that state anymore.
But it was still traumatic on some level.
It was absolutely traumatic,
Yeah.
but until I started figuring out what each one, what that sound,
Yeah.
like that Mrs. Naidu
gave you
and the
clarity.
mattress, and
Yeah.
then suddenly it's not traumatic anymore. I mean, it was at the time, make no mistake. But then suddenly you could just let it go because it was an experience. It was, you can put it down to attribute to that. So I'm not being haunted by past lives.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's actually, I wasn't going through something, the lightning's not going to come out of the sky. It was just the drugs, or it was just whatever. But that's for me.
But still, I think, like you said, it was flatlining at some stage. We're still talking a near-death experience.
Oh, without a doubt.
And in hindsight, and after that experience, did you feel any kind of a shift? I mean, it helps. It makes you reassess.
Yeah, you come out
life
of there with a
in
whole
general.
new outlook on life.
In what way? Explain a little bit, Don.
Well, first of all, your energy levels are, you're on a mission. You're on a mission for days.
You kind of got purpose.
Shut up, because I'm just talking.
You've got a purpose here. Now
you've got on a mission, and now you have, you want to take advantage of this new opportunity you've been given, because like
a new lease on life, in a sense, Don.
Absolutely new lease on life, and like I said, I got out of there on my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, out of hospital on my birthday.
That's also significant.
So
that's not just my mistake, dude. That's your rebirth,
my rebirth day. So
100%, dude.
It was okay. The universe or whatever, your God, whatever, is not finished with me yet. I've still got something I need to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just would have gone.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
You were willing to give a laugh. You held your breath.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you were like,
"You're not
okay,
gonna
let's give up, dude."
Also,
Okay.
and before that, I mean, it's like, I'm many years. I'm 56 now. I've seen it all. I've done it all. It's like, nah, when's this going to end? It's like I was just hanging around waiting to die. Not morbidly and not suicidal.
So in a sense, you were like,
but I was just like
kind of ready. I'm done.
I wasn't going to fight it when I saw it
Yeah.
coming around the corner. I was like, take me now. I've enough of this planet. But now, and after that, it was totally different. So now you have a lease on life. Now you have a purpose, and now you give back.
And you
do what you can.
I mean, 56 isn't that old, actually, in actual fact. When you're fucking
Hey,
20,
Jesus.
it sounds like a lot. You've been through a lot, dude. But if you think, but yeah, Don Wildman,
Yeah, no, listen,
you
I don't
can't
know
kill
how
the
much-
wild man.
I don't know how much recording time you've got, but I've got some stories. Yeah.
But Don, at the end of the day, I think it's giving you a new lease.
It has. I mean,
there's a couple of years in you still, dude.
there's a good couple of years. I
Yeah.
mean, it's I'll be DJing until I can't get out of the house. It doesn't, it's not an ego thing. It's not a I'm not hunting the glory days. It's a message that I'm trying to put out there. I'm trying to get the music out. I want people to hear this music.
And
I want
there's a level of maturity, dude. You've got a
Exactly.
level of maturity within you, all these years of experience, but also even from that experience.
Yeah.
It's obvious something's changed in the music. Like you're saying,
It
there's
has,
more
yeah,
purpose. There's
definitely.
more, that level of responsibility of what you're portraying to the audience.
Yeah, we don't have
No.
finite. We don't have infinite time. We have finite time.
Yeah.
So you've got to put your head down and
Do it.
Do it properly. Yeah. Don't fuck around.
You know what the problem is? Like, I'm 53 now, not a youngster. But at the end of the day, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm doing the podcast, having flipping fun. Why the fuck not, dude? Some folks, they get to this age, they're really ready for fucking retirement.
Yeah, for sure. Or they haven't accepted it yet, and they're chasing.
They're still chasing. They're still fighting.
The younger version of themselves, and the younger girls, and by the menopause.
I had big jaw. I jawed for it took a long time to get the jaw out of me, bro.
Yeah.
Well, it's come
it
back
still isn't
again.
really out of
It's
me
not really
completely.
out of me. I can't say it's
It won't
fully
never
out of
leave,
me.
yeah.
It never leaves forever. But
It's sharing your space
it
with
took a long
responsibility.
time. It's a balance.
Yes,
Now
exactly.
it's more balanced.
But everything's
than
about
just
balance,
fucking
dude.
about jaw.
Everything is
because
about balance.
It is about balance. And I think the more people become balanced between work life and making a honest fucking
We're not
living
made
and
to just
jawling.
work.
And it's not just about work, it's about having fun
All
at
you
the
do is
same
you go to
time.
work for the whole month just so that you can live enough to go to work the next month. You know, it's
That's not
pointless.
living,
No,
dude.
it's not. You've
That's
got
not
to
living.
find your outlet somewhere.
Creativity.
And for us, it's obviously the
It's
music and
creativity
stuff.
or music or painting or whatever
you've
the
got
hell
to do
you
something
do.
creative as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
you've got to have an outlet. It's not just work.
and the music just touches people on a certain level, you know.
And it's immediate. You don't have to go through a process of breaking walls down over 2 or 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Then the music, the minute the music's on, it's talking
It's
to
already
everyone.
talking to you.
Yeah, it's the best way immediately to just get through someone's defenses. And they're willing, you know.
No,
It's not like
there's
you're not
magic.
manipulating
There's
them.
magic
It's what they
there.
want, yeah.
Yeah, because we do like a conscious movement, like dance thing, where I try to show people how to move from a deeper place.
Yeah.
So often people, they don't allow themselves to, you know, they're moving on a kind of a surface level.
Like you said earlier,
You know,
closing your eyes, getting-
Yeah, close your eyes, exactly, close your eyes, start
got a
feeling the
friend-
music, etc. And then you slowly go deeper and deeper into it. And the kind of music you're playing, etc., where you can, I call it riding the music. So you can go from the deeper places and you can ride it, takes you up into the higher notes, etc. And that's what it is. It's like allowing the music to express through you on a physical, because you're a physical manifestation of that music.
Yeah.
You know?
Becomes a puppeteer almost.
Yeah, in a sense.
I've got a friend, Richard. I don't know he won't see this, but if he does, I hope so. He used to take
See it,
that.
Richard.
He used to take that saying, "Dance like nobody's watching." He took that to heart because he was hopeless when it comes to rhythm. He wasn't even dancing to what I was playing. That's for sure. He was just dancing.
But it didn't matter.
No, he had time of
didn't
his life.
matter.
I mean, it was awesome. It was nice to see because he
Yeah.
didn't let that stop him. You know?
But that's that's like 1 in a million there, or 1,000, should I say. I mean, they're not everywhere around every corner.
No, for sure.
But we find that at the end of the day, when people, even if they're not jolling people, they get a benefit out of it.
Absolutely.
Because now they kind of, it's not about what you look like. It's about just expressing
it's
through the
about you
music.
having a
And
release
what
for
are you
half an hour,
expressing?
an
What are you
hour, you know?
feeling?
Yeah.
You know?
You can put all your shit down,
And allow yourself to go into that place.
Release.
It's healthy.
Therapy.
No, it's proper therapy.
It is.
What do you say, Russell?
I'm just thinking like the emotions that come through when you're able to express those emotions through the music. And for me, let's say, for example, anger or sadness, you express that through your. It almost ridicules that emotion in your real life.
Exactly. You think, okay, why am I being so
making
petty?
it such a big story? I can dance while I'm sad.
Yeah.
I can dance while I'm angry.
Yeah, if you connect to someone on the dance floor, even if you're just both people on the dance floor, you keep the DJ out of it.
Yeah.
You guys just lock eyes and you just have that moment of connection. Conversation can't do that.
No.
And how do you initiate that conversation? You know, like off the dance floor. It doesn't work. It doesn't
No,
happen.
no.
That it transcends all kinds. It breaks down every boundary. You know, there's no misinterpreting the, like intentions or stuff. There's just a moment of
You're
two
just
people
on that
enjoying,
same level, just having
there's no
fun.
hidden agendas. There's nothing. It's just
Yeah.
two people connecting and having in a moment, and it's wonderful. There's nothing like it. You can't do it with anything else.
So, Don, you're on SoundCloud?
SoundCloud, yeah.
Don Wildman?
Don-Wildman,
Don-Wildman?
yeah.
We'll put that to the links, etc.
Yeah.
And then you do still play a few gigs and stuff?
I'll play anywhere they'll let me.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%,
gotta get the music
dude.
out, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, 100%.
It's not a money thing. Don't think you're going to do this and make money.
no, it's a passion thing.
It's a passion thing. So I'll
Yeah.
always be doing it. You know, until they don't let me anymore. Really.
Yeah. But
So,
as long
yeah.
as it sounds good and it's working, there's nothing wrong, dude.
Absolutely. So if you have a
No.
party and you need a DJ
Yeah.
and some sound or
Yeah.
whatever, hit me up. I'm there.
Good
music
sound.
do you focus on?
At the moment, I'm on the down tempo stuff, but I also play progressive house. You know, and kind of leading towards a bit harder on the progressive stuff,
Nice.
and we're in between. You know.
We
Yeah.
weren't really used to the down tempo until we met.
Siobhan and
Yeah, Siobhan and
yeah.
them, exactly. We, like, I didn't, the interesting thing is, like, I listen to Apple Music, because that's kind of the platform I use. And in some of the music, I'd be like,
we never. had
I'd
to
read
pay-
that and I'd be like, it's down tempo. And I'd like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And I used to think like down. And the problem is when you hear the word down tempo, you think it should
It's
be
gonna
slow. But this stuff,
ambient almost.
but this stuff is like
No, it's
fucking
got
jamming. And
energy,
I'm like,
But like everything,
what
there's
is that?
different genres within
People
it,
need
you
to
know?
get educated. And I think in South Africa, and I've heard that people don't really know what it is.
No, they don't really
it's
know.
still
I mean,
pretty new to
I also only
new to
discovered
us.
it during COVID.
Okay.
You know, kind of discovered it.
It hasn't?
and
It's not
focused
like-
on it really.
It's around, but it's not so known.
And you won't hear
Yeah.
it at the big events because they're playing the much harder stuff. There's no room
Yeah.
for it unless you have a separate dance floor.
Yeah.
Which is what they're doing at places like Connection and Earth Dance. They're having a separate dance floor, the down tempo, where people can come
And then
experience
maybe
it.
side trance on that side,
Yeah,
which
there's
is
drum
way
and bass on
faster.
the one, there's side trance on,
Yeah,
on
and
the
then
other
they
one,
got
and
the
there's some
down
down tempo,
tempo.
so they can get a bit of
Nice
each.
contrast.
It's a good combination, that actually. It's a good combo.
You can't do side trance all day, every day. You've got to tone down. You've
No,
got to
no,
take a break, come
that's-
and chill out with them down
That can
tempo.
drive me a bit crazy eventually.
But anything can. I mean, even all down
Yeah.
tempo for 3 days will be too much.
Yeah.
You know, any kind of music, you've got to like.
I think
vary
you're
it up.
right. You're right. You need that
Nice
crossover.
buffet of music.
Yeah, it's not the
A buffet.
Exactly, it's not the elixir of
Yeah.
everything, but it's fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
it's beautiful stuff. You really should have a listen. People should get into.
Listen to it out there, guys. Don, it's been lovely chatting to you.
It's been great, actually.
Give us a cheers. Cheers, man.
man.
Thank
Thank you for
Don.
having me, eh?
Cheers, Russell.
Cheers, bud.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah,
Don Wildman.
I always see that on the YouTube videos, and I'm like, you know, how now I'm
Yeah.
here I am. Okay, like and
Yeah.
subscribe.
Flip and like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Now.
Do it. You know you want it.
That was cool, man. I enjoyed that.